This morning we are going to talk about loan officer salaries. So if you were here, unless it was an accident, that's what you're interested in. So let's dive right in. It's really complicated with loan officer salaries because many times you're 100% commission with no salary at all. Now there are some times where people will get a base salary, and there are also times where people might actually get a draw toward commission. So let's talk about those differences. So as an example, let's say if you're a base salary of $45,000, that's an hourly rate of $21.63 based on a 40-hour work week. Now, a 40-hour work week for a loan officer is kind of laughable, to be honest with you. That just does not happen. And let's talk about a draw on commission or draw toward commission. Let's say that you're 100% commission and you might have made $5,000 that month in commission and your draw is $3,000. That means that they would pay you the additional $2,000 above the draw of $3,000. But the negative part of that is that also means that if you're getting a draw of $3,000 and you don't close any loans that next month, you actually owe them back the $3,000. And you could actually end up in the negative, which seems crazy for a job, but it's totally true. Now, according to Indeed, the average salaries reported based on $116,000 people. The salaries reported ranged from $182,280 to $227,921. Now, at $182,280, that's an hourly rate of $87.63 compared to the $227 and change, which is $109.58. Now, again, those are on 40-hour work weeks, and with a loan officer, you're usually working probably 70 to 80 hours, and it is definitely a lot for sure. Now, when it comes to the commission, every company is a little bit different. And so I have seen it be where people get anywhere from like a quarter, what we call basis points, all the way up to there's supposedly companies that'll pay like 200 basis points, just as one example. So let's put that into perspective. So if you close $900,000 in deals that month, so 900,000 that's $2,250 that you would make in commission on that. Now taking that same thing, I do 900,000 times 200 basis points, you would actually make $18,000 in commission on that particular example. Now, what's important to realize is that the wonderful thing about being all commission, like most of us are, is that there's no limit, right? There's no cap. So you can make as much as you want and you can put in as much as you want to get out. And that's a lot of times what you'll get from that. But most loan officers don't really succeed past the first year, or a lot don't, because they don't realize what all goes into it. So as an example, and let me just tell you why I'm doing this, because it looks like a lot of people are searching for this information. And I'm Stephanie Weeks, and I've been a loan officer for over 18 years. So why many loan officers fail is for things like, number one, which is real hard, you can't take it personal. I mean, you can work on a deal for months and they go with somebody else or they decide not to buy. And if you are commissioned like most of us, then you don't make any money on that. You might be working for free until something closes, which is very common in this industry. Another reason that many fail is because they don't realize how much prospecting matters. Like, if you're not in front of people, you're forgotten because someone else is in front of them, and that makes it very difficult, right? And very, very competitive. And the other challenge is that, and I'm not trying to be totally negative on this at all, but the other challenge is that, you know, you're supposed to be out prospecting, talking to people, meeting people, going to lunch, going to dinner, going to coffee, right? But at the same time, you need to be at the computer to issue an approval letter. You need to be at the computer to run the credit. You need to be at the computer to do the application. So you need to be on the road and in the field, but then you also are supposed to be working and figuring things out at the same time and physically working on the files. So it's a really delicate balance to try to kind of figure out the two. So you're really expected to do kind of a lot of things. And I think that's another reason why it's difficult in the first year, because I don't know that people really have realistic expectations on the expectations. All right, so according to some other websites, the median income, which could be salary, commission, or a combination of the two, is between 53,000 and 88,000 a year. The median being 63,960, and the top 25% being 93,490. Now, remember, I did talk about basis points, so I want to clarify that a little bit. As an example, if you're paid 100 basis points, that's about 1%. So if you close $1 million in volume, then you will actually make $10,000 in that particular example if you're making the 100 basis points. Now let's talk about the positive, because some of these things have been a little negative. It's really cool to help people in such an exciting time in their life. It's fun to have those success stories. It's fun to figure out those loans that were otherwise denied. You get to go out, you get to meet people, you get to socialize, you get to have lunch, you get to have coffee, and it's part of your job, and it's really, really fun. So the good can definitely outweigh the bad if it's a career that you are considering. So hopefully this video has been helpful, and if I can help you in any other way, I'm reached at 985-300-LOAN. See you in the next one.